Hey everybody, this is Eva again. This video is about how to show up on stage with presence. So we're gonna have a conversation about presence, and this is important because if you want to be effective as a speaker or a group leader or a team leader or whatever, an effective leader, you've got to master your presence. That's all we want, and it's not like I have it completely. But as I have been learning, I want to share some of the stuff that I have learned about this. All right. So first of all, I want to share with you a story about what happened once. I was a program leader for one of the big companies in the personal and professional growth, and I was leading a workshop, and there were 12 people in the workshop. And up until that point, I was only leading small group workshops, like 4, 5, 6 at the most. And so the way I showed up, I just did not know how to be present, how to be with that kind of people, that big of a group of people. So what happens is when you're leading to more people, you have to have the presence and you have to have the energy. The bigger the number of people, the more energy you have to raise and master and be with in order to make a difference with them. However, what happens is that the more people you're in front of, the more scared you get, the more you want to hide, the more unsure you are. I don't know if any of you can relate to this. You're really good in one-on-one conversations, maybe with 2, 3 people, but when you have more people in front of you, you're like, I want to hide, okay? So this is very human. This is very, very human. It's very natural, but you have to overcome this. You have to realize that the more people in the room, the more in their face, the more authoritative, the more present, the more powerful you have to be. Okay, so how do we do this? My answer to getting more effective as a speaker is the method of mental rehearsal. If you've never heard of mental rehearsal, here's the thing. Our brain does not know the difference between what's real and what's imagined when it comes to learning. What does that mean? You don't have to go on stage to practice. You can practice in your head to practice. And as you're rehearsing, as you're practicing the talk in your head, you're creating new neural pathways. You're creating new neural connections, new ways of being, and you're training your brain. You're even training your body to show up a certain way without actually being on stage. So what you do is that you get yourself in a quiet environment, you put yourself in a state of a connection to your spiritual self, to your authentic self, and you start rehearsing, you start talking out loud and you start rehearsing, but more than the content, forget about the content, doesn't matter. The content is relevant because it's all about your way of being, all right? A side note to this, if you are a powerful presence, you can read from a phone book. It doesn't matter. It's all about who you are. It's all about the presence, literally. People are inspired by who you are, not so much the content you're delivering. Okay? So back to the rehearsal. You should be rehearsing the way of being. Just imagine yourself being fully present with those people that you're with. Fully self-expressed, just like saying whatever comes to your mind, being totally free. So that is the method of mental rehearsal. Another thing that is super important, and this is very important for women, very important. When we're in front of people, our biggest fear is being too much, being too authoritative, being too in people's face, all that stuff. You've got to realize that when you speak to a group of people, you're never too loud and you're never too authoritative. You might be to yourself in your head, but I encourage you to ask people after your talk, like, be more loud, be more present, be more authoritative. This is something, and be more bossy. This is something I learned in a speaker's weekend from Rachel Jane Groover and Dada Groover, who are professionals, who are the best speakers. Dada Groover is one of the best speakers in the world. And they kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. Hey, Eva, you gotta stop trying to be nice. Like, you gotta stop this. You gotta be more authoritative. You gotta be bossy. You gotta be, like, people want a leader. And that's the same for you. When you're on stage, people want a leader. Okay, you get to be bossy. You get to be authoritative. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. Now, if you feel like there's so much you should be doing, now you have this information from all these videos and you're like, should I do speaking? Should I set up a meetup group? Should I do this? Should I do online funnels? And I'm kind of like stuck throwing spaghetti on the wall and trying all this out, not sure what's gonna stick, and I don't have any results or any real results anyway, and I'm totally disorganized. Then just book a call. We're gonna talk for 45 minutes. We're gonna take a look at your business, what you're dealing with. We're gonna design something new. We're gonna think up, imagine, brainstorm something new. And who knows, we might end up working together. We might wanna explore that option. It might be a good fit, it might not. Either way, you're gonna get 45 minutes of free coaching. So the way to sign up is send me a message or send me an email. I'll send you some free times in my schedule if I have any. Because for this week, I'm just like completely booked. And I only have, I think, one slot in my coaching calendar. But anyway, so make sure you send me a note, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys soon.